YouTube, you guys are in now. It'll all depend on the progress we make today. It'll all depend on the progress we make today. That's what I can tell you. If it feels like, God, we still got a while to go, then we're going to have to get an extra stream in this week. If it doesn't, then you'll probably see me Sunday because real life. Now, I had another goal I talked about getting done. Thanks for being here, Wilson. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Getting done this week, which was... Or not this week. With the Outer Worlds, which was doing all the achievements. The DLC's out September 9th. It's really not that far away. Sprat. Oh, they're just going to be hidden all over the place. It's going to be Ninroots. Imagine if that would have worked. Oh, we got Ashton's Mozambique here. I don't know that that's going to happen now. I was looking through the achievement lists. You know, it's going to depend on what this DLC is like. If this DLC is amazing, then I could see going through and doing an Overlord playthrough, and I think I could get... I think what I'm going to do is when the DLC comes out, I'm going to change my character build completely up to try out a different look. And I'll go down melee, and I'll go down leadership. The only issue we have with this current playthrough, and why it's become a pain, is the drug and alcohol addiction that we decided to take on. It's an issue, and it's going to make even a rebuild annoying. Same time, this game is at least 40 hours long, and with the way we stream and our schedule and so on, I just don't know that there's time. I know there's not time to do another one. That guy was a pain in the ass. One thing that I've, you finally got to do some more combat here towards the end of the game. Now I'm used to Halo. And then it became like, oh, but if you do engage in combat, be prepared to ruin your reputation with factions and probably close a bunch of doors on yourself. Keeps it fun, though. Keeps you from being a fucking hoarder like me. Well, I'm glad you look on the sunny side of things, but the thing that's killing me Smalls, is I can't do skill checks. Oh, whoops. There's supposed to be a command with that. Thank you, Wilso. Something else funny, charming. He's a Regis Film and a Twitch. He's a great guy. Real smart. See, it keeps stacking for one. And in order to get rid of the drug addiction withdrawal, what I end up doing is then going through the withdrawal of whatever drug I take. And these skills, thankfully, we got this going down with my build and armor right now. In fact, I can take that hat off. But beyond that, the last couple hours we've been playing this game have been... Like, I basically don't have a build anymore, is the point I'm getting at. We lost our build, effectively, by getting 2 perks that didn't change the game up for us hardly at all. And so that's been frustrating. But we've been doing our best to keep it going. Engineering plus 15. I should always put that on before I go to a workbench. At the very least, what I'm going to do, no matter what, I need plasma, is we're going to change our build up for the DLC. I'm going to go to the thing, I'm going to rebuild. Now, the option that is unlikely, but still I figure an option, is we would very rapidly do a second playthrough on Overlord to get that achievement. Hey, giving them science weapons worked. And did we lose faction stuff? I'm so used to Halo now. Every time we've come back to this game, I've had to slowly relearn the controls. Then I get used to it, then we go play another game. Let's get rid of this freaking withdrawal for a minute. The one thing that's never changed is shotguns. Is there not grenades in this game at all? Thanks a lot for being here, something, man. I appreciate it. So there we have it. The 100% is when the DLC comes out, we're going to stream it. Depending on what day September 9th is, on the day. And we're going to rechange our character. The other option that is unlikely, but, there's potential, is we do a very fast playthrough on Supernova, Overlord, wherever the hell it's called. And... oh, Lord. Unlike Halo, it's extra reload now. They're both extra reload. What am I getting confused on? Melee button? Yes. Because now B is back to crouch. And right bumper is back to being melee. Progress. And hey, we're actually getting to kill stuff without losing faction XP. Hooray! I can't wait to go into alcohol and drug rehab. I still gotta beat this game. I remember why I stopped. I wanted to finish Parvati's mission, but even though she was alive... Oh, you got hit with a bug? That's super annoying. Are you gonna play the DLC something? Weather's nice in my neck of the woods. I hope it's nice in your neck of the woods as well. We're starting to get Ohio fall, which is, you know, you probably don't enjoy Ohio winters. And the Ohio summers are hot like everywhere else and muggy. And the rest of the time, it's just your regular good old-fashioned Midwestern values and Midwestern locales. I mean, we have hills in my neck of the woods here in the Appalachian. But if you get beyond Appalachia, it's literally soybean, corn, a lot of farms. New Albany is a quintessential Ohio city. Corporate offices intermixed with large corporate farms. It can be pretty. It can be pretty, but if you've ever driven through the Midwest, what you're going to see is a lot of farmland. Iowa. Fucking Iowa is the most boring place to drive through ever if you've ever been to Iowa. It is literally just black cornfields and gray skies. That was my experience with Iowa. There's sprats everywhere. But now, the one thing that's beautiful about Ohio, it might not be Hawaii, it might not be Florida, it might not be Alaska or some state that, you know, you really think about, hey man, I want to live there just for the beauty of it. Ohio fall. Ohio fall is temperate. The leaves start to change. The nights are cool. The days aren't muggy. It is just like, for me, ideal weather. Love Ohio fall, man. I think I talk about it. I think all 5 years. Oh, Ellie. I'm a girl, so this is okay. HR is okay with this. Our character is a female. We finally started doing Ellie's missions. That's cool. Hope we didn't lose the special sprats. I don't think they can die. Do you want to move out, Maltroff? Why would I want to move out? I like Ohio. OH. IO. I mean, it's a well-run state. We keep a surplus in our budget. We have services. We have municipal taxes, and DeWine is the most taxing Republican I've ever experienced in office before, but I like my state. I've always felt that Ohio could be the Germany of the Midwest. That if we could build a train, if we could get train networks between Cincinnati and Cleveland, I think we have a good, well-placed capital. I think we have a good history. We were never a slave state. We had women's suffrage from moment one. We had a good constitution. We're an older state. There's a lot of things I like about Ohio. We, with Pennsylvania, we're an abolitionist state. We fought in the Union. That isn't to disregard the South. The South is wonderful and has a rich history as well. I just know that there's controversy attached to it. And being in Ohio, and I don't have to worry about such controversy, thank God. Which is obviously a dangerous subject. So let's shoot this sprat in the face.
On they go.
New England winters and falls are likely similar to Ohio's. I like them. The winters, really? Don't you guys in... I know you consider yourself in the Boston area. Boston gets fucking hella winters, doesn't it? That's the way the news makes it seem like. Ohio falls are 60 degrees at night, 70 to low 80s with not any like humidity at all. And if we're lucky, because sometimes it breaks, you know, climate change and so on and so forth, but we've been pretty lucky these last few years and we've gotten a good fall. What happens is like mid-August to, if we're lucky, all the way to October. It's just beautiful. And then what happens is October hits and it gets, if things follow their normal patterns, things get super cold out of nowhere. Things just get super cold and it rains and it does not stop raining, which is not a bad thing, of course, but it just doesn't stop raining. And so you get sick of it and all the beautiful leaves fall off the trees early. But here these last few years, how it's worked is that now comes in like December. It used to come in October. It would get just gray and rainy and cold rain. But now with, you know, I suppose it's the nature of climate change, the averages have changed, and that usually comes in December now, and it's really strange because December used to be cool as fuck for us. This guy. Thanks for being here, Maltroff.
Nailed him, Captain!
Fucking sprat bastard. Oh, it's been like 100 here in Denver. You're in Denver. I hear Denver has really weird weather, but I've also heard Denver is like the most physically fit town in America, and that if you go live there, if you go to any other state in the union, you're like in 10 times better shape because of the elevation. Is that true, or is that just like a stereotype of people from Denver?
I was hoping we could bring him home.
Mile High City, bro. So I guess we're not going to find another sniper rifle. What I learned on a YouTube video was we have to go all the way back to the Emerald Vale and kill a person that we saved, and I just can't conscience it. I can't conscious
right, Captain?
doing it.
As long
We've
as
worked
I
so
said it.
hard. What do you need now, Parvati? Parvati, I'm so sick of buying you casseroles and dresses and flying you all over the halcyon system. You've been like a daughter to me, and therefore you're 18 years old. Get out. I always thought we had similar weather. It gets colder sooner here, and there usually one snowstorm late October. Then nothing bad till like January and so on. I'm built for the cold. I like the cold too. But my grandma being 86, the cold worries me anymore. I don't mind the cold. But I like seasons, man. I couldn't like live in Florida or California like some people. I just can't do like constant the same weather. I enjoy the changing of the seasons. It feels natural. It feels organic. I think a winter keeps you honest, keeps you tough. I think having to, you know, freeze your ass off and shovel snow might be a form of misery, but it's an honest form of misery. It lets you know, by the way, there's much larger forces than us human beings at work here, and civilization can be a very fragile thing if not maintained. That's what it always reminds me of. And I think it can be just, you know, the first few snows are beautiful. Then you get to like, some people hate winter. I'm not one of those people, so I agree with you something. But then you do get to like February, but especially March. If you're getting snow in March, that shit. It's like, all right, we've done it. The winter's done. It was, I wish it would have been here in December. Instead it was rain. This is what climate change has done. You get rain in December. You get like mid-January, winter finally really shows up, and it's brief and it's powerful. It plummets. You know, we had the polar vortex last year, or 2 years ago, something like that. It plummets down to god-awful temperatures. If there's moisture, you get massive amounts of snow. If there's no moisture, it just gets super, super cold because the nights are clear. But I'll tell you, the clear, starry nights are
could have handled the desk job.
beautiful. We have some really... We're not too urban here, so we have some really good areas to look at the stars. They built an astronomy area here. John Glenn Astronomical Center. Yeah, something like that. It's a big deal. John Glenn, you know, he's like an Ohio native, an Ohio hero. John Glenn's a huge deal here. I know he's a huge deal in general, but Ohio basically, you know, he's like Kim Jong-un here. Winter is 2 months, spring is a month, and in April it gets hot till December. Is that what it's like in Georgia, Wilso? I just don't like existing in a constant form of swass. Plus, I really like sweatshirts, so win-win. My wrestling days make me not mind sweat. My wrestling and baseball days, I don't mind sweating. I just, personally, you know, because I'm a first world human born in the 20th century, 21st century, I don't want to sweat at night. Now, I know, that's like French kings who we claim were totally opulent probably had to, you know, they had to deal with hot nights. No, 2020, I don't want to sweat in bed. It actually snowed one time like 6 years ago. Yeah, well, here recently, it seems like you guys have been getting snow before we get snow.
Welcome to the official headquarters.
We probably
of
have pretty
Alcyon
similar
Holdings
weather,
Corporation Board.
since our latitude is similar.
Today's greetings
Something,
brought
what's
to you
different
by
is you guys are on the
Anticleo,
coast.
a subsidiary
You know, we're-
of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
When I visited Corey at Yale, it's like they got rain twice a day because they were like right on the coast. And us being so far inland, we're blessed. Ohio has lots of streams and tributaries and rivers. I mean, we have good soil and good fresh water. The United States has been super blessed in that way. There's this book, I haven't read it, but I saw the title. It's like, you know, a superpower waiting to happen. One of the biggest things that this country always had was lots of natural resources just waiting for it. As usual, our stream gets into the strangest topics while we play through our game. I don't think I did that side quest, though. The Lying Earth. Sprats found. How many sprats did it? 6 sprats? I'm gonna go back down. No one seems to care. They cared when I came through the front door, but then we just walked right in from the sewer, and they're like, oh yeah, ain't no big deal. Oh, just a smelly, fully armored, decked out military crew coming into the side of the Capitol building. Nothing to see here. It's like Naked Gun. Nothing to see here. Move on. I guess we'll just have to continue. You've always loved the Cantina Bar. Boston Chowder. Wicked hot. Wicked dude. So yeah, I'd say the only difference is the coast thing.
Please step away. This entry is for high priority HHC business only.
Show him the HCC access card.
Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers.
Absolutely, we're still
But
using those
this looks
iridescent stickers.
I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form.
Well, so I added a sound clip just for you. Just bug me in Discord if someone wants their own specific sound clip. I can do one for each person, but that's yours since that was the sound clip you came up with. And I added, what's his face? I added Kij's, Joseph's thing. I think it's a goat. Yeah, and then I added this if you guys remember. Well, that one didn't work, but you can try it. It'll work. Just tell me if you guys want more sound clips. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just need you to register. It takes me like 10 minutes. Your weapons with a revised request to carry a 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. You'd better be joking.
I'm not authorized to employ humor on the job, ma'am. Now, let's see. Damn it.
Authorized to
When did
use
I run out
humor.
of forms?
I bet you save us both some
I
trouble.
was going to suggest that myself. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms.
Mighty fine of you, sir.
Just
Have
know
you
there are a
heard of
bunch
the High
guards
Elves?
upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience. So try anything funny, and they'll paint the walls with your guts.
Okay. Parvati's already in the damn door. Clearly we'll have to find a way back in the sewer. Looks like they got some weapons, man. Hopefully we have the main quest on, because clearly that's what we're on track for here. Mr. Clark knows nothing about the dimethyl sulfide and explained that Chairman Rockwell has actually been keeping him under house arrest. Clark is certain Rockwell is behind the purchase of the chemicals, right? We used the maintenance tunnels. I just didn't do the stuff in the maintenance. There was 2 quests. We'll have to go back. Whatever you say, Chrome Dome. Ellie, I only keep you in the squad because I find you attractive and it fills me with a vague guilt that only those raised in a Christian household can really truly understand. Vague guilt about almost everything. Let us continue. That's why I keep Parvati in the party, even though she did. She did. Percival Platt.
Apologies for the wait. I was arranging my stationery.
What an interesting life these people live. How exciting. It's about like when we start talking about infrastructure in the Ohio State Constitution.
Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the adjutant's stationery, which is more of a hobby.
It's his hobby to organize stationery. I keep the sex bot in my party. There's a sex bot in New Vegas? She a dead girl. She hot. And awfully alive. Just saying, hey-oh! Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for organizing the decision. Exciting.
The art of arranging stationery is a never-ending source of joy and satisfaction.
He says it like he's
Will
one
there
of
be
those
anything else?
tranquils from Dragon Age. I'll be on my way. Hey, open the door. Well, Time for more food and alcohol and drug addiction.
What do you think you're doing?
You've always believed in the High Elves. You've always put nymphs down with fire spells. Did you know that the necromancers tried to break into the Fighters Guild, the Mages Guild, and the Emperor's Palace all in the same night?
Just don't make more paperwork for me, alright?
Thank you, thank you. What? Stop! Yeah, but it's not a companion. Fully integrated security technotronic officer. Nice. Well, we know that's not in the... Unfortunately, not in the too distant future, even though I think that if we're worried about the fact that humans ain't having babies like they used to in the developed world, that's probably only going to significantly increase the rate at which that is.
Something I can do for you? I beg your pardon. Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors.
I ain't no solicitor, I'm the boss, bitch. Why can't I lie?
I suppose that is...
Okay, that was easy. That was far too easy.
Try not to
I should have
break
had to
anything.
lie there and get through that skill check. Is lying a skill? It is. Okay, so if this was a Bethesda game, they would have just put this all into one category. It would have been dialogue like this. It just would have been dialogue. And it would have been defense. And it would have been both these things combined. I know that this game kind of did it, but then it did specifics. And what they're going to do in future games is they're going to combine all these because they're basically the same idea anyway. And people are going to say, oh, I missed the complexity of the Outer Worlds and how you could go down the lie tree. But then what we'll all have to go back and realize and admit, and it'll hurt to admit it, is like there was the lie option like twice. Twice was having specifically the lie option an important thing. We still got out of that way too easy. I'm watching an old vid of Tax Season versus the computer in Soul Calibur, and the guy put a Super Mario coin effect in every time he gets countered. Nice.
One person gets all this space just to sign papers all day?
It's an important job, bureaucracy. That's right. Just like that guy organizing stationery, I'm obsessed with saving. The hell, why is he not at his office? I can't believe they just let us in. Ooh, Minister Clark's mess. Okay, Minister Clark is the Earth Observer or whatever to let people know it's going okay here, but he's totally corrupt. Now it's starting to come back. First of all, how long does it take to clear out an abandoned office? Toss Clark's belongings into the streets of Byzantium for all I care. He's not using them. Just get my office expansion done before I return. I'm tired of staring at that hole in the wall. And for law's sake, do something about the doom and gloom presentation. We have the brightest minds in Halcyon working on our public relations department. They make this announcement sound like a damn funeral elegy. We need something bright and cheerful. We need something we can sell. Gets hit by unblockable attack. I held my blow until I get hit. First of all, reschedule my regular Wednesday massage. I have urgent matters to attend to offsite. Is this freaking Epstein? What do you know? The corrupt Earth Observer also happens to be Epstein. Hey, by the way, if you watch that Netflix doc, I'm not going to go into the whole thing for obvious reasons, but he's actually a totally useless human being. I mean, not only useless, he was a foul, sordid type of lowlife, but he really had he lied about graduating college. He lied his way into everything. The man was that scumbag was a true snake, a true sociopathic snake, and obviously a serial predator on a epic scale. This kind of reminds me of Epstein. Like, you know, they're useless, but they're really good at lying, and somehow, through luck and whatever the hell makes a sociopath, the lack of conscience, I guess, get themselves into power. Chairman. It's like Vonnegut said, only maniacs want to, like, run the world. I've made inquiries and confirmed that we have plenty of food and real food stored away from our inter-colony trade. The nutritional profile of food produced within Halcyon has continued to decline. Soon, people are going to start feeling hungry no matter how much they eat. Unfortunately, it's gotten too expensive to continue buying from even the closest colonies. But what we have will sustain Byzantium and a minimal workforce for the foreseeable future. This is also like Land of the Dead, but Land of the Dead is like every other story in humankind's long history of telling stories like this about ivory towers. They're gonna maintain useless shit at the expense of everyone. They're not getting food from Earth anymore. And they can't make... They're not self-sustaining. Lint. The heads of the other 9 corporations are up in arms about their shares again. As head of UDL, you can overrule them easily, but I thought you should know they're at it again. Huh. Oh my god, he just got perfected. This is sad. View priority message. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to send Clark's message to Earth to let him know, even though it's gonna take years. Okay, this is actually important what we're doing right now. Chairman, the rough cut of the presentation is prepped to play. The PR department has a lot of work to do, but we've covered the basics. Halcyon is on the brink of starvation. The board scientists are working on a solution. Workers can look forward to the lifetime employment program for the chance to contribute. You'll see current version of when you print your keycard for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Yes, before you ask, the dimethyl sulfide has been delivered there. It's waiting for your sign-off on the broad strokes, so I wanted to make sure you saw it. Don't worry, I'll make sure it gets properly edited. Print the key. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale key. Oh, what's this?
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately,
Oh, yes.
we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear.
We're sorry.
We've got a solution. It's
We're
called
sorry.
the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to
sorry.
preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living
Sorry.
in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire
Slowly
whoever
stop
wrote
living
this.
through malnutrition, right? What
While
up, Jeremiah?
Halcyon's
Thanks for being a
brightest
robot
minds solve
phobe.
the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis. So
After
that
they starve to
every
death.
Halcyonite can be part
So
of
that
the
someone starves to
important
death, then they
work of
put in
saving
a
our
new
colony.
person just to maintain their life of
testing paper
obviously
reads.
luxury, comparative
Sorry.
luxury.
Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Triumphant music in the background. Pretty damn similar to the Enclave in Vault-Tec, though, for being real. For being real,
That was all a story,
fairly
wasn't it?
similar, but original
not
enough
real.
of a twist to work.
I don't know about you, but I'm all for living fast and dying young.
Like the way you think, Ellie. Still not sure that we played your whole parent situation out right, but we did our best, didn't we? Let's see, have an hour. Thanks for being here, Jeremiah. Please check out Jeremiah, Robot of Phobe. He keeps a finger on the pulse of the industry. He's got a good sense of humor. He's very passionate about games. He's a passionate gamer. He knows a lot about games as well. Get that. Now we got one. We got the logo. We got the new name. Jeremiah's in the midst of a rebrand, and it's looking good. Send Minister Clark's message to Earth. Yes, please. Reading cartridge, packing data, transmitting to drone. Message en route. Please allow between 3 to 9 months. Oh boy. But it's better than nothing. It means there's hope at least. So we have to assume that there's not a translator here. There's a lot of tech that they just simply don't have. They don't have hydroponics, for instance. I mean, clearly these planets, Terra 2 at the very least, has a breathable atmosphere and drinkable water. So you'd think that you could do hydroponics. You'd think you could use chemicals like we have to this day, that we've had for years. We can make caffeine in a lab. We know what the molecular structure of these things are. There's some things, of course, you can't get past, like phosphorus and nitrogen a little bit, but phosphorus definitely. Still, you would think if they have managed hyperspace travel, we no longer have to worry about relativity or with the speed of light and the fact human body can't, a lot of physics things have been apparently resolved. but they don't have some basics. In the sense that, like, there's hope. It's not going to take them a generation ship. It's not going to take them 2,000 years to apparently reach the star. Okay, we've been going down science because of the in-ray damage, but I really kind of want to see the end of medical. I want to get that 4 slot for whatever it's worth, so I'm going to do that. Persuade, we're going to go ahead and take up a few. We're just going to go ahead and get long guns and medicine up. I guess the level cap is 33. I hope for the DLC, even though I don't anticipate it, we get a level cap increase. But I'm thinking it might not be that likely. I'm tempted for weight just for the sense of the quality of life, but at the same time, at 150, we've been managing it okay. And like Wilson said, you can always just fast travel back to the ship, so... Alone, we'll never, if we don't plan on being alone. I mean, the aim it down sight movement penalty could actually be decent. We're at a point, too, where we do so much damage. You know, really. That we get through fights fine. I'd rather have something, like, uniquely useful. This area of effect damage might be neat. I would prefer it to be a dot negation. Just want to buy some more RAM before going into more streaming. Everything else is good. Glad to hear it, Jeremiah. Thanks a lot for being here, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I thought about our interaction yesterday when you told me about the audio, and I felt like, hey, man, he was trying to help. Maybe you were a dick. If I was a dick, if I came across as a dick, I'm sorry, man. I know you were trying to help. Restore some health whenever you kill an enemy. Killing an enemy reduces the remaining time of cooldown abilities. We don't have those, so it doesn't matter. CD... The critical hit is like, you get 1 guaranteed critical. You know, these I like because, I mean, that one's kind of situational, but still, they always seem to have some kind of dot on us, which is the big killer. No, because we always, I'm thinking plasma damage. Yeah, I'm thinking plasma damage. I'm thinking plasma damage because of the science guns and the robots. And there's an achievement for killing enemies with plasma damage. This game's kind of old school in its achievements. It's like playing games on the 360. There's just a ton of them that all have to do with doing one specific thing over and over and over again. Yeah, dots are brutal in this game, dude. Dots are brutal. Aren't those dots brutal? Let's steal all this. We need this. This is the dumbest thing in the game. We complained about this last time we played, and I'm going to stay on this. Dude, alcohol is a drug. Nicotine in cigarettes is a drug. Why does this not count as a drug? Why do we have to use specifically... But pop counts. That's what's dumb. Like, obviously caffeine is a drug. And so pop counts. But cigarettes don't? Alcohol? These are drugs! Damn it! This game's well written. This game's thought through a lot of things. Why would it not include that? That would make our alcohol and drug addiction problem a wee bit simpler, at least. A little bit simpler. I'm gonna go Nicopad, just because it sounds funny. We're actually starting to run low on inhalers. This is where I do wish there was a crafting system. I like crafting systems in game that allow you to create unique weapons, not generic weapons. From gathering rare materials or killing rare animals, whatever. Beasts. Let's steal that because it's probably sellable. They just don't care. We clearly could have been on the computer right now and done some crazy ass things. And it's like, oh, he's just checking out the architecture. He's only investigating the architecture for the second most powerful man in the Halcyon system. Person, if that makes you feel better. I was talking about something else, but I forget now. Isn't our reputation with the board pretty shitty now? Because no, that's different. The board. Oh, I think one more. One more, and they'll never quite trust us. I wish that the rep system, whenever they'd make the sequel at some point, was more of a bar, just one bar, and bad and pro would sit there and fight one another off like a karma bar instead of Once you reach a certain point of negativity, you can't get rid of that. That's done with. And obviously the Iconoclast, they're nervous. They're nearly 100% positive. We've completely wiped them off the face of the Halcyon star system. Yet, at one point that was 92% positive and 25% negative. But because of that 25% negative, they always were like, oh, you know, we like this employee, but they do some questionable things. And that was never going to change. There's no expunging of the record. There's so much stuff in our quests. You've learned that the dimethyl sulfide is at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale, along with whatever Chairman Rockwell is working on. Good, and we have that key, so good. Now that Phineas knows Minister Clark's Minister Clark's been hoarding dimethyl sulfate and Byzantinium. He just needs you to get to the city and steal it easy. Of course, things have developed from there.
You don't much like me, huh, Dr. Ellie?
No.
It's nothing personal. I'm just not the touchy-feely type.
It's just,
I feel you.
you seem fine with the others. Did I do something to make you unhappy with me?
You gotta stop taking things so personal. You're setting yourself up for a letdown.
Tough love right there, but hey, Ellie's mom and dad basically abandoned her, so you can't blame her feeling a little rough about things. I don't like that you can't get back into the sewers from here. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would they include a door that goes down to the sewers that only opens one way? Taste the freedom. Prefabricated living, just like home. That moon guy is like the best image out of this game. That is their Vault Boy. That is 100% their Vault Boy. And whenever this franchise becomes beloved in the sequel, because I think the sequel is going to be Fallout 2-esque and really drive this franchise home, I can't wait for the year 2055 when they inevitably release Outer Worlds 76. And they also have an online website dedicated to, without a sense of sarcasm but full irony, selling t-shirts and coffee mugs and endless trinkets and litter with that logo, with that guy branded on it. Buy the best. Buy from Obsidian. Fallout. You became the thing you hate. Here's to you. There's this McDonald's Corporation. Oh, this looks like fun. This looks like a good life.
Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking in the back.
This is like that girl in Borderlands, the Hyperion girl, is locked in a sound box.
Loose up here? Definitely don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking in the back.
You guys stay in there and watch the accountants do their thing. I don't even know how we got here, to be honest with you. Is this in line with our quest? Yes, it is. I don't know why they'd put an armory or whatever in a high-class building like this.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right, you weren't hearing me. Some UDL officers took him into...
Oh, we don't have the maglocks?
Oh, law, what
Oh, low.
did they take him for?
UDL's been questioning anybody with possible connections to Phineas Wells. And, well, Tillman designed all those wanted
Hey,
posters.
that's... What do you think you're doing?
Stealing things?
Oh, my mistake.
How the hell did you see me? What the hell are you doing here? Oh my god. So now we're at 25%. I'm pretty sure that's official. That they're done with us. Oh, it didn't really go down. It's odd. I'm gonna load. No, do I care? I don't care. I'm gonna save. If it didn't go down to 25, then what do I care? What do we care? She doesn't seem to mind. I'm glad there's no morality bar, though, because morality bars, like, people wish that those were back, but how easy is it to freaking cheese those things where it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to self-enforce the role-playing with those.
What do you think you're doing?
Ugh. Lady, you kind of gruff. Nothing. Nothing at all. Wait, does lying help more? So we're gonna lose some board rep. Now I think we're probably at 25 officially. Yes. Oh, they're still neutral. I thought once you got to 25, they're pretty much done with you. Oh, there we go. There's a marker. Ouchie. There's probably something cool in this building. The door's barred? What? Okay. For being a space colony that's about to
The Ministry of Accuracy and
starve to
Morale is
death,
off
they
limits
sure
to
do
everyone
keep
without
a
X36
large
level
army
clearance.
well equipped.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
I don't
That should
care if you're
work.
a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself,
Ooh, that should have worked.
you're not getting in.
Worth a try. You'd be surprised how often that works.
Like I said, X36 clearance only beyond this point.
Oh, let us put. There we go.
I don't know how you got
Here's
that,
the card.
but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
Never mind. Okay, well, we had the damn card. Let me try to talk to him again.
Like I said, X36 clearance, and you're still.
Okay. Now let's see if they give us any new information on this. I don't want to necessarily choose the violent option. Usually a named NPC is the,
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunch.
we may have to go do some side quests. Oh, hey.
Stairs is still in the cafeteria.
What do you know? Convenient computer terminal.
The one who's been hounding the clerks?
Hey, close the door, ladies.
Gutters, too.
Come on now. You want to get caught like we've been doing consistently here? Let me shun in here. Somebody's walking in here, damn it. Minister of Accuracy and Morale. Welcome to Human Resources Portal for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Humans are our fourth most important resource at the Ministry. If you have a complaint about anything work-related, write about it here. You would feel much better after you do. City in the Stars. Caroline Edcott. Finally taking action. Theodore Isaacs keeps eating my purple-berry lunches. I know that sprat-toothed little snot is the one doing it. I've seen him with cracker crumbs on his lips and purple-berry stains on his lab coat. Working next to him and seeing him pick the remains of my lunch out of his disgusting teeth just makes me want to scream. There, I did it. I screamed a little. That felt good. I'm just going to sit in the kitchen and wait for him to do it again. I'll catch him in the act, and then I'll come back and write up another entry. I'm going to be so livid. Updated, eh? I don't know how that changes things. Carolina Scientist Ministry has been an ongoing feud with Theodore. Okay. What do you know? A named NPC is going to give us a quest. It's going to help us find a workaround for this. I think we have the key card to get in, and probably an option is just to kill that guy and kill everyone here, but I don't like that as an option very much. Greetings, traveler. You guys get in here and like shut the door. Okay, now let's shut the door. Maybe that'll help things a little. No, it doesn't slow it down at all. Save. That's kind of weird. Now, does that reset it? It resets it. I guess that's the benefit of doing that. I see an elevator here. Let's take this. It's not worth it. I assume the elevator's coming down. I do wish it was just instantaneous, but, you know. Oh, we're going down. I think that was our goal anyway, so it doesn't matter. I still kind of want to run into this girl, though, wherever she's at. Oh, she's down here. It doesn't even matter. Oh, no, she's not. I'm still going to go try to find Carolyn. She might be down here, actually.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results.
If it's a scientist in Halcyon, they're probably up to something that's not only amoral, but immoral and totally unethical and If you really are honest about it, downright evil. Hey, where's Carolyn? Or Caroline, I think it is. Remember, human trials are expensive. It's the only reason not to do it. Route 27. I've been replicating the works that Dr. Wells initially did on revivifying formula, but his notes are basically unintelligible. This may take a few iterations. So if they're actually starving to death and things are not being farmed well, but of course, one of the reasons for that is because they didn't wake up people they were supposed to wake up, the scientists and the botanists and so on. There's cared about ethanol and not toasted dinner roll. Maybe it is toasted dinner roll. Powers that are demanding results. I've submitted my catalog of dead sprats. I didn't realize it was possible to run out of sprats. Which genius left a new shipment of sprats in the kitchen? Still attempting to complete Wells's formula. Still going through a dozen sprats a week. We've got to work. We've got a lot of work ahead of us if this is ever going to be effective at reviving people from long-term hibernation. Holy cow. Oh, Jesus. Someone went through a lot of work to make a very accurate DM. Yeah, they don't really seem to care much, do they? He's gonna care.
Huh?
But we'll just avoid him.
What was that?
Must be nothing. I mean, you guys are morons. Come on, like...
No visitors allowed, citizen.
It can hurt to have
I'm
the
gonna
people
need to
with
see some
us.
identification.
No, you're not.
What?
You don't need to see my
I
identification.
don't need to see your identification. Move along.
Now it is Jedi. Move along. Move along. Where is Caroline? Oh, God. What have you done? Well, because we only have 2 strikes, I'm not going to try to force the issue and get to the dimethyl, but at the same time, oh, of course. Without doing the quest, I don't see how we could even get the stuff out of here anyway. We are burning through that so quick.
This area is for authorized... When you put it still, you should go...
Oh boy, we're down to the last strike. We need to move along here. We're down to the last strike. And it's moving pretty quick. What is this thing? Okay.
Got a promotion coming. I can feel it.
Where is Caroline? Oh, dude, we're in trouble right now. When's the last time we saved?
What? What was that?
What?
What was that?
Thought I saw
Run! Run! Well, Parvati died quick. Okay, we need a much more general path. Looks like there's a computer at the very tippy top of the stairs, however the hell we got there. We should get there, and then we should do the skill check. I don't know where Caroline is. That's probably going to be the more likely mission we need to complete. Wow, we're actually pretty far back. Set this. Don't go through the elevator. Dude, they would totally see us miraculously changing.